Oh shit.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is the video you've all been waiting for. So I'm back with my good friend Kaze.
My channel too, it can go on my page.
And then I have my other good friend who I've met here at our first duty station, and we kind of were in the same training group. So welcome, Rael. And this is definitely the video you've all been waiting for. So finally, we're going to talk about boot camp, and it's going to be a little lengthy because again, it was 3 months for me, and then we had to go through the whole ROM. So first things first, are we good? Like, what?
Yes. What you mean? Just start.
Okay. So boom. First things first, you are going to boot camp. You have your death out day, and so that same day, you're going to say goodbye to your family, which was super emotional to me, and you're going to go to your...
It wasn't emotional to me. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you're gonna go back to your what is it?
The hotel?
No. First, you're gonna go to the recruiting station.
Oh yeah, you go to your recruiter.
So you're gonna go to your recruiting station, and then from your recruiting station, then they're gonna take you to the hotel. When you get to the hotel, they're gonna give you like a breakdown, like basically an orientation of like what the itinerary is gonna look like, what time dinner is, what time you like basically have a curfew for that night, what you are allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. And so you're gonna stay at the hotel that night. My night at the hotel was crazy. Everybody was just doing their own things, about to leave and be on restriction, basically.
I was asleep. Maybe because I'm older, but I was asleep. Like all the other like 18-year-olds was like running up and down, and I was just like, chill, I'll be in my room.
Me, I snuck someone in the hotel. And it was COVID, and they told us no one could be in our rooms, but I was about to go to boot camp, and yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So yeah, like my experience, this guy, I guess he was younger, and he was like want to like do stuff with me, and I was just like, no, like I can't, like this is our first time meeting, like I just really don't want to do that.
Bro, this is not a sex thing.
She started it, so I was like, let me go ahead and spill my tea.
Next. What?
Okay, boom. So that night, people went to sleep. Some people did their things. And then the next day, you had to get up at like 4 o'clock because breakfast was around that time. And then y'all would be leaving at 4:30.
I didn't even eat.
Really?
I had anxiety. I couldn't eat.
Oh, wait. Because after that, we didn't have because we already did all like the drug tests and stuff. So yeah, I definitely ate, but I don't think I ate a lot because of anxiety. And so after that, you ate, and then you went back to MEPS. For MEPS, people swore in again. I really don't remember swearing in again, but I'm pretty sure I did. And after you swear in, then you're going to be like with the group that you're leaving. And again, like when you go to MEPS, it's like not only the Navy, it's the Army, the Marines, Coast Guard. Yeah. And so y'all are all like in this one big room, and they tell you like your travel itinerary. And some people were going, like if you're going to the Marines, you were going to be traveling by bus, but then us, we were going to Chicago O'Hare. So we were traveling by plane. So after you got the itinerary, they facilitated a person to be like the leader of the group. And it's either the person with the highest rank at the time, the person that was the oldest, or someone who had like airport experience. So after that was assigned, then you just like wait, and they drive you to like the airport. And then from the airport, they also give you like a voucher for
like $25, I think.
And you had a time that you had to report to like the USO. And if you had like, you arrived at the airport usually 2 hours early. And I think we got there like super early. So we were just like chilling, hanging out. And I'll insert a video of how it was with me being like the leader of my group. And so yeah, then after that, we got to Chicago O'Hare. And this is where we had to like finally get dinner. And then we had to go find like the USO. That was a whole experience in itself.
What was your last meal?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my last meal, you know I'm vegetarian. In the airport, things were closing down, so I just got like McDonald's.
Yeah, I definitely got McDonald's. I went right to McDonald's.
Oh,
I had
reliable.
like a Japanese place.
At the airport?
Mm-hmm.
See, you bust down.
And we flew out of BWI. Yeah, BWI.
Was that Baltimore? Yeah.
Yeah. So I ate there, had my food on the plane, went to Chicago, ate there, and finished it.
So what money did you have left over? You just used your own?
No, I used a voucher, but I just took my food from Baltimore on the plane and then ate it in Chicago too.
And by the time we got to Chicago, like everything was closed. Like we get there like late as o'clock. Like
yes,
go hit the USO part.
And so the USO, first of all, I was the leader, so I followed the directions. But then since
about to say, I could not find it. I swear to God, I could not find it.
So since it was a certain time, like they had closed and it was open in another like section of the airport that we had to go find. We were calling numbers, figuring it out, and then like I'm already feeling bad because I'm like supposed to be the leader, so I'm just like my first job in the Navy and I can't even follow that, so I feel bad about it. And then finally we found like our destination where everybody else was supposed to be, and all you see is like some people like I guess like leaders, and then it was just a whole bunch of like people like us just sitting on the floor. So they tell us to get our feet checked, to turn off our phone, and then to sit down. So we were just
sat.
Yep, hurry up and wait.
I sat for like 2-3 hours.
Oof. Yeah, but I kept taking
sat
water
for
breaks.
like 30 minutes.
Yeah, me too. I didn't sit that long.
No, we were like one of like the first people to get there, so we sat for like a long ass time.
Yeah.
Oh,
You went June 16th, right?
Yeah.
You probably was. What time? I got to boot camp like around
3 a.m.
Oh, girl, I was there way before you.
Yeah, we got there super late. Like, everybody was asleep when we got there, and I felt bad because we were turning on lights. And they were, like, assigning our racks. I was like,
yes,
I'm
I was
sorry.
there. I got there at, like, 6 p.m. I got to my compartment at 8. And, like, I was one of the first ones in there, so we had to go through, make all the beds.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, you had to make the bed in the boot camp
Fold
way.
the corners.
So I'm thinking... So I put my blanket all over the bed, like it was a hotel bed. And the RDC came and, like, said, grab the blanket and, like, just took my whole bed and threw it. And I was like...
Welcome to boot camp. So after we were sitting down and we got our feet measurements, then we all partied on the bus, and like we were running. I don't know why we were running, but we were just told to hurry up
and get on the bus.
Yes. So we all like spread out because again it was during the time of COVID, and we were like spread out everywhere. And they played this long video about like the Sailor's Creed, about your chain of command, and some people were asleep.
I was asleep.
Some people
were on my phone.
I was asleep and on my phone. You're supposed to have your phone turned off, and I was like, hold on. I was like texting my friends. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a quick nap. It was like a 30-minute bus ride, so I was like, I'm gonna take a quick nap before I enter hell, and that's literally what.
Me running up them steps, it's like a little door that you have to run out of, and I hit my shoulder so hard on it, my shoulder dislocated, and I didn't say nothing. I made one of the boys put it back into place when I got to boot camp, because I didn't have time for that.
It's the worst when you actually get there.
Yeah, and I actually just watched the video, and I was just like, I saw some people on their phones, and I'm like, should I do it? But I was so nervous. So yeah, boom. Okay, so now we pull into boot camp, like RTC, and we are told to like get all our things and get off the bus. So now we're off the bus and we're all standing outside.
I'm nice about that get off the bus.
I don't want to curse.
They were screaming. They was like, get the fuck off the bus, get off the bus, bro. No. I'm just sitting here, I'm like,
get over there, get over there. Go behind
I got my bag, I got this. I'm just like.
I'm like, ooh, I like to run. Let's run.
So, we're all standing outside waiting to go in. So finally they open up the doors and like they're like, keep your head down. And then they give you like a piece of paper that you have to read, and you have to call your parents like from your phone, and you're like, hey mom, like I've officially reached like RTC Great Lakes. I'll be gone for this amount of time. Like you can, I'll give you my address and everything later. And they're like, don't look at me, like look straight down. And yeah,
really just looking down with a phone,
like
this paper. I called my sister, and I was just like, she's laughing on the phone when I'm doing this because she thinks it's funny, and I'm like, girl, like they're really yelling at me. You're like, I don't like when people yell at me, so. And
I think at the end we're like, bye for now. I don't know. I kind of was sad because like I'm such a mommy's girl, and I was like, mommy, this is like what they're doing to me. How was your phone call?
So me and my mama was beefing at the time. So when I called my mom, she instantly bust out crying on the phone and was like, oh my God, this is what Vel said to me. I love you, bye. Aww. And then I was like, oh my God, bye.
Yeah, it was kind of emotional, but at the same time, you're getting yelled at. So you're just like, okay, on one aspect of my old life, yeah, okay, but I love you. But now it's like, I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
And like people around me was getting yelled at because they can't follow simple directions. But some people do always like to try authority. So
yeah.
One girl in my group, she didn't even have a phone. So
I felt so bad for them ones that
didn't have phones. Like, they were like 18 something, 17, 18. They didn't have no phones. They had to borrow somebody else's phone to make a phone call. And I was just like, ooh. Okay.
So after we called our parents, then that's when we officially issue like our undergarments, our toiletries, and they'll just look at you and you be like, oh yeah, medium, small, 42, 36. And I guess they were giving like the bathing suit size, like they were getting us like our bra sizes, and so we got all those items. I think it was like a bag that we had.
Yeah, little, like...
And so we dropped it all in the bag, and then after that, like we tallied everything up, and we had to pay for it in the end, but it was coming out of like I think our paycheck.
It was like $500.
Yeah. And then we like went to this room and we tried it on. We was even getting yelled at with trying this stuff on. And what else?
They made us the boys strict.
We was like,
room.
well, we was literally like
naked.
butt ass naked. Like they was like, take off everything because those are your civilian clothes. You about to put on your like boot camp clothes. So you're just standing there in like a line of guys, like 3 rows and lines of guys just butt ass fucking naked, and just like, if you're uncomfortable, you have a problem with this, we can put you in another room. And I was just like, let's just get this over with.
Right. And then we had like a box issue that we put all our like civilian clothes in, we put our phone in, and like anything extra that we brought that we didn't want to take with us, like I told you in my last video, you could take like medicines that you needed for yourself, or you could take like your feminine products, but again, like they gave most of that stuff back to you. So boom, after we tried on all that, then since it was COVID, we were put in our group so that we can go to ROM, and ROM is restricted
restriction of movement.
Yes, yeah. Restriction of movement. And so basically we just stayed in a compartment quarantining yes, for 2 weeks. And yeah, I came in late, and so girls were already sleeping, and they gave us like these bunks. It was like a compartment.
You was one of them.
Yeah, 40 like 90 of us, like just in a compartment. How was that quarantining? I don't know, but we did, like, we were issued 3 masks each, so that was supposed to be
that you had to wear 24/7.
Yeah, and I still caught COVID again. Well, not again. I caught COVID in boot camp. Don't know how that happened, but yeah. So after we finally got to like our compartment of our ROM, basically we had a routine. We would wake up, go to sleep. We would like learn more things in the military as far as like ranks and recognition.
Sailor's Creed and
how to make a bed.
Anchors Away. Did y'all learn that?
That was so annoying.
My RDC was teaching us how to march, how to turn.
We was doing like
we weren't allowed
face,
to do that,
yeah.
but he was breaking the rules.
It's like the beginning ROM, so it's like they can't really do anything to you because you're supposed to be like just sitting there. So you're technically like, you're supposed to be doing all this stuff, but it's like you just kind of just sit there just waiting for boot camp to start, essentially.
Yeah, so you just get yelled at basically, and you got to know about other girls, and you kind of just like get to know each other within like your little group. And we had these lunches that was like aluminum.
Disgusting.
And so they all came out of like this like cooler, but it wasn't like cold, and they just had like a whole bunch of like aluminum like dinner plates and breakfast plates.
It's like, imagine like that bag lunch you got in elementary school when you have no money, and they was just like, well, we gotta feed you. That's exactly what we got at boot camp, like 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so bad.
At ROM. The boot camp food was good, but the ROM food was disgusting. So
it was really gross. And then we would sit and eat. We had to be quiet. We couldn't talk. And we had like 10 minutes to eat. A lot of people would like give away their food to each other, which was sweet. So we did that for 2 weeks. We went outside every here and there. And I think we started stenciling actually in ROM.
No, I didn't. They told us not to.
Yeah, we were stenciling in ROM.
Yeah,
they was like, we don't know what division y'all was gonna go to, and this is that, so we just didn't do any of that stuff. Like,
we only stenciled ones that didn't have to have our division on it.
Yeah, like that fucking yellow highlighted ass belt I got chewed out for. I really fucked up on that one. I was the only one. RDC was like, are you serious right now? You are serious. I was just like, and it starts.
Yep.
And so boom, the final day came. Everybody was so happy that ROM was over. We got through it. We didn't strangle each other. Boom. So they call us by last name in order to get on the bus. They had bus 1 and bus 2. So we all get on the bus. We're like super excited. We're stuffed up to our faces with our bags and stuff. Like we're all in the aisles, just everybody. So boom, we go to boot camp and like, but first we're waiting and we're just standing in line for the buses to come. We're just standing outside. And this man was like giving us a speech on how like, you know, boot camp is what you make it. Like you can either have fun with it and do your best.
Like everybody at boot camp had a speech. Every RDC had a speech. Every RDC wanted to tell their testimony and everything. It was just like, can we just get through the process? Like,
right. And he was like, you can do your best, or like you can just ease by and kind of be hidden. And he was like, and just remember that all of these like RDCs are getting paid to be extra hard on you. So just keep that
like, don't take it personal.
Yeah. So boom, finally we get on the bus and then we go to the building and we get escorted by like a petty officer that's not really our RDC, and they escort us to go take our P test. After we take our P test, then like all the guys and girls whose like hair was out of regs, they went to go get a haircut, and then we take these ugly DOD pictures.
And they literally go from they literally take your hair and they just do like the worst haircut ever and they shave it off and they be like, okay, go take a picture.
And the thing about it is, it was my birthday. She did that and I was like, make me cute, it's my birthday. And she was like, okay. So she like got me down the middle and then turned me and was like, happy birthday, and then like just shaved all of it off.
Oh, she's so nice.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really mad about the DOD picture because one time I went to, like, just recently in Arizona, I went to get alcohol and I showed her my military ID and she's like, I'm sorry, this doesn't look like you. And I was like, bitch, so you're not gonna run me my shit?
Yeah, I was ugly. That was like the lowest moment of my life. Like,
right. Like, we have no sleep, bitch. Like, I was probably like lighter. Anyway, so boom. Okay, then we sleep that night. And then the next day, breakfast. And then after breakfast, they told us that we would finally meet our official RDCs, who was going to be in command of our training group, like for the 3 months. So we come back to the compartment and we're sitting in 4 IG, which is like 3 rows. No, it was just columns and rows, whatever, just organized. Okay, it was organized. And so then you have our 3 RDCs. Did y'all have 3 too?
Yeah, I had 3.
My first division, I had 8.
The fuck?
My second division, I had 4.
Oh, because of the blue ropes?
Yeah.
Okay. So we had like the red ropes that came in and introduced ourselves. And like the blue ropes are the ones who were kind of shadowing. Yeah. And so they came in all structured and it was like, welcome to RTC Great Lakes. Like, I am Petty Officer, first class. Yada, yada, yada.
I am. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And your boot camp experience.
Oh, shit. And they're like they're just taking you through the spiel of like what their duty is and like their creed as like a RDC and like what they're supposed to do. And then like at the very end, you know, like things are just going over your head, like half listening, half not listening. And then at the end, then they're like, your boot camp experience begins now. Everybody get the fuck up in the highlights right now. You have 30 seconds, 29, 28, get out. And like you just hear like the girl yelling at you, the chief yelling at you, and like all of us are like ours is like this.
I'm just like, what the hell
29,
is going on?
28, 27, get the fuck up. Are you just standing there?
It was funny to me. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe because like me and Tamia went in like older, so like when I was going to boot camp, I was 25. So like it was funny to me. Like the younger people were always like crying or like stressed out, but
right.
Like I always just thought everything was like so funny because it's like
over everything.
They can't like physically hit you, so it's like you can get in my face all you want. I personally don't care. But like, I don't know, it was just funny, like them telling you like get into a height line, like everybody's running around like chickens trying to figure out who's taller than who's the shortest.
Right.
Like
everybody wanted to be tall.
Everybody wanted to be tall. I don't know about the girls division, but the guys, like everybody wanted to be tall so bad. It was just like, my God, you were 5'8", get in front of me. Like you was not back here with the big boys. I'm sorry. Like,
so yeah, that was a whole mess. And so after we were in a height line, then they assigned us to like our official racks. And then after we got assigned to our racks, then we started like learning recruit handwriting.
Are y'all cool with your rack mate? No.
I'm still cool with mine.
Yeah, I'm still.
I didn't give a fuck about none of them bitches.
What? I feel at least your rack mate was somebody that you was like. Your rack mate is like you're supposed to be your ride or die.
The one that I had, she got separated.
My 2, I'm still cool with.
And then I forgot who the other girl was. Oh, she was an Asmo E. My second rack mate.
Asmo the N?
And she was so ugly. My friends used to tell her, and God forgive me because that's not nice. But she just like was so... God, let me stop laughing. That's not nice. Okay.
She was all ugly in boot camp.
No,
like,
bitch.
We all looked fine.
But you can tell somebody's natural facial structure.
Girl,
I'm not even gonna get into it. So yeah, editing that out. So boom, okay. Recruit handwriting basically is all capital letters. And we had to use recruit handwriting all throughout boot camp. And
I don't even write lowercase anymore. Like I'm physically incapable of writing anything lowercase now.
And it looks better in recruit handwriting, I think, all capital. But after that, then we like initial our gear. Basically, what is it called? Stamping. What is it called?
Stenciling.
Stenciling is the name. I butchered a lot of stuff. So
yeah, they get mad at you if you don't like stencil something right. Like if they say like you're supposed to write your initials in the top left corner, folded in half or something, like they'd be like dead serious about that. So
yeah.
And then you'll get yelled at if you don't do it.
And this was during P days. So P days is basically processing. So this is when you get all your immunizations done, all your shots, you get your hearing, vision, your like color blindness check, your depth perception.
You set up like your direct deposit, your taxes. You go over like your records. Like I spent like a whole day in trying to get like my freaking college transcripts.
Yeah.
I had to call my college and everything because it wasn't on my records, and I was not going in as an E1, and I should have been an E3. So I was there all day.
Run me that check. So yeah, we went through P days, and P days, since they don't know if you're fit for full duty, they can't like beat you, basically make you work out or do anything. So they use like alternative disciplinary routes. Like they would like make you write essays, discipline you like with by getting beat. So they would do like other things, like make you stand up for a long time, make you do like about face like a lot of times if you couldn't get it right.
Writing essays.
Yep, fun. And I think during P days we also sent our address to our parents.
Oh yeah,
like which
ship
we were in.
So they can like send you letters. So you send your specific address at boot camps, and then they can send you letters.
But no,
back.
I think that happened after because we had a compartment, and then like after P days, then we moved to our official ship, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when we gave them like the address.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's right because we were like...
I just know it was in the beginning at some point, but
yeah,
by the time they get that letter and then
you get one back,
it's like a whole month has gone by in boot camp. So
yep.
it's like...
I have a whole new life you don't know what you know about.
Okay, well...
Okay, so boom, after the processing days, then you officially enter into phase 1. Phase 1 is basically you take your pacer test, knowing that you are like fit for full duty. You take your pacer test. I
did it.
Yeah, I know y'all remember those in elementary school, like when it rings
just run back and forth,
walk,
like
yeah. And so that was like basically the standard. You had to have like a certain amount for your age.
Your age and your gender.
And then after the pacer test, we also had to take test 1, which is like all the things you learned from that DEP program, your ranks, recognition.
5.0.
Yeah, that's the highest score you can have is a 5.0. And that also qualified some people to rank up. So if you did good on this test, then you had like the possibility to be in an E2, E3. Boom. So after we did those, we also had in phase 1, we had like our NWU inspection in Yeoman. Do you mind running that by? So that was when like they gave us like 5 minutes to change.
You had, what was the inspection? Yeah, like that's pretty much it. Like you had to like unfold it, right? First?
What?
The end of inspection, phase 1.
Because remember we were doing like button drills and stuff? Like you had like 60 seconds to like unbutton and unfold everything, right?
Oh yeah, it was the bed makeup. You had
that was the
bunk makeup
was...
or stored, like stowage.
Yeah, so you're thinking ahead.
I'm saying.
The end of, like when they basically, what you have these like dress inspections for, like your uniform inspections,
the
is
end
to
of,
see
by the
that
way,
you
that's
know.
the camo.
Yeah, so that you know how to wear your uniform.
Yeah, so you had 5 minutes to put like, so the NWUs or like NDubs is what they call it when you get into the Navy. That's like the camo uniform. So you get 5 minutes to put on the shirts, the blouse, the trousers, the
socks
the socks and the boots. So I think you already had your socks on, but put the boots on and like the blousing straps, and make sure that the blousing strap was like between the third and the fourth hole, and make sure like you had to roll the sleeves too, right?
I don't remember.
I think you had to roll your sleeves too. So like you had to roll your sleeves and everything, and it had to be like 3 fingers, like 2 inches or something. Yeah. Like
I think so.
You just have to make sure like it was like perfect, and like it's really like a quick spot check. Like they're not gonna like literally like look at you like for every nitty gritty detail unless like you were just really that bad. Like I know like there were some people who like missed like the belt loop, or some people who just like
I missed the belt loop.
You missed the belt
on the last inspection in the dress whites.
Missed the belt
I
loop.
think. I don't know, but I know I butchered that somehow.
Oh, the belt buckle too had to be like right in the middle and like.
Oh, because you had to like lift up and then put it down.
Yeah.
Did they ask y'all a question too during this inspection? Yeah. So some people will get a hit on a question.
Yeah.
The RDC would be pissed off.
So as they're inspecting your uniform, they're going around the compartment asking everybody one question. So if you don't get the question right,
what? I know how I messed up because they told me like. Ready to, because we had the covers on too, didn't we?
Oh, that
and there was like
so
ready
many people
to,
up.
and I was just like, I don't know what happened, but I think I was too nervous. I was overthinking it, and the way we practiced it wasn't the way they tested us. But of course, I was the only one that butchered it. So again, it's just me.
There were so many people like when you put it back on, and then they took it off. I was like, just put your hand down.
All you have to do is put it down.
Yeah.
So that was like the first uniform inspection. That was just to see if you knew how to wear the uniform. And then we had another inspection, which was our bunk makeup, knowing that we know how to make a bed up. I don't know why that's important.
Though, right?
But I guess
it was bunk makeup or photo store. So one side had
bunk makeup
and the other side had photo store.
I had bunk makeup. I was
I
so happy.
had bunk makeup.
So happy. So happy.
So bunk makeup is when you just fold the creases on like the corners of your bed. You have to have your pillow like centered.
With the zipper towards
the clamp.
Yeah.
And what else?
You had to have make sure your blanket was folded with that damn triangle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to have your towel had to be like a certain way, with the washcloth had to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And
made sure the little inside things on the sheets was like facing down.
Yeah, the stitching. The stitching had to be. So that was like, personally to me, bunk makeup was the easiest. I used to always be the first one done. Like that is something like bunk makeup and folding stone really shows you how people were raised, because like it's literally just making your bed and folding your clothes. Like you can tell people who have never done that for themselves in their life. Like I met people in boot camp that were like, yeah, my mom or dad usually always does it. I'm like, what? Like you don't know how to fold a shirt? Like
okay, and you had spot check with your bunkmate, so.
And then folding stove, that one was a little bit more challenging. What you had to do was like you started out with the wasn't bunk makeup? Didn't you have to like put like the smiley face?
That's when you start.
Mm-hmm. No, that was for folding stuff.
Folding stuff. So you had like
folding stuff was the smiley face.
You had like your pillowcase that was like the nose, and then you had your sheets, which was like you had 2 sheets, white, just like sheets, not the scrunchy ones.
Your towel.
And then the towel was the mouth, and so you had to like keep those, like make sure it's not falling up, protruding over the bed. You had to make sure it was tight, and then after that, you had to hurry up and like take it off your bed and make it up. And then folding stove was with all like certain clothes items, like you have your undies. I forgot what they called them in boot camp.
Your skivvies, that's what they call
them. Skivvies, yeah.
Yeah, a pair of skivvies, a pair of socks.
Never wore.
I never wore my skivvies either. You had like a pair of your end-ups, you had the brown shirt. Was that it? And your towel.
Mm-hmm. And you had to make sure that your uniform was folded a certain way. Everything was like the blouse was unbuttoned, the pants were unbuttoned, but you had to fold it, and it had to be like centered a certain way inside of your bunk. So that was a little bit more challenging. It couldn't touch it was just a lot.
That damn turtleneck. That's what it was. That turtleneck.
That was the problem.
It's like a mesh type of like elasticy, really like muscle fit type of shirt, and it's so hard to, cause like the material, like it just, you can fold it and then like you leave it for like 5 seconds and it's just completely like not how you folded it. That's why I hated folding stove, because of that damn shirt.
Yeah, so folding stove was just a lot. Okay, so then we're move into, is that all we did in phase 1? We took a test, we did the pacer test, we did the N-dubs, the bunk makeup. And we like learned basic Navy things, like, oh, and this is also where we got our first beat. When we was out of P days and we were fit for full duty, this one we got our first beat. So who want to share that first beat?
Yeah, so pretty much, so like once you're done with P week, whatever, so after they're done with processing, they're like, okay, everybody's fit for full duty. Everybody can go through like the official full boot camp experience.
So now I'm beating your ass.
They come in, they said, you guys are now officially a commissioned division in the RTC command and blah, 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 blah. And now you're like, real boot camp starts now. And then they leave the room. Our RDCs, they said, take your mask off, put it in your right pocket, hydrate. And I was like, oh my God, they're about to beat the shit out of us.
Yes, for all that you put me through. So my RDC, he was counting while we was in P days.
Ours, I told you, ours
he was counting.
He was like, tally.
Yup.
Tally. Like, they was like, because P days, they can't do anything to you because like you're like still like trying to, you know, get all your tests done. But once that's done, baby,
all that was given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So
1, 2, 3.
My division, like soon as we got out of like hygiene, when we took a shower, she was just like, okay, you have 5 minutes to clean up the bathroom. And so we didn't finish. She was like, I need you right on like the line or whatever. Yeah, on the toe line at this certain time. And so she was just like, you can't work together as a team. You don't want to listen. She was like, you know you owe me, right? And she was just like, take your mask off.
Yo, you sound just like her. I already know which one you're talking about.
What was it, Minnick?
Yes.
I loved her. She was like a BITCH, but I love that about her. And she was just like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And like they would make you like hold a push up because that was like 6, right? 6, 7, 8. And that was our first beat. We only did like 10. And she was just like, how do you, like while we were working out, she was like, how do you expect to be in the Navy if you can't even do a push up? Like she talked so much shit. So yeah,
push-ups is my worst enemy.
I liked it all actually. That's why I was APO.
I'd rather do air chairs.
When my RDC was beating us, she would sing to us like, "Come on, beach body, you want a beach body." That's why I always think of that when I'm working out, because I was like, girl, when I got a boot camp, I had a beach body.
Body was body after boot camp. Listen, don't let the beating suck going through it. But then when I was done boot camp, I was like, wait a minute.
So another thing in boot camp is what they slowly, I guess, gave to people is the LPO jobs. So
the jobs.
We had a RPOC, we had an AROC, we had a Yeoman, we had Starboard Watch, we had Port Watch.
Trash PO,
head PO, laundry PO, mail PO. We had an
religious
APO,
PO, right?
Yeah. Religious.
It's just like all these jobs that you can have while you're in boot camps kind of like makes you stand out, like leadership and stuff. So like I would definitely try to get one of those because it makes me personally, it made boot camp go by a lot faster when you actually have a job to do. Because like if you just kind of like, I mean, you can just kind of fall into the background if you want. It's just going to make it a little bit more boring and it's going to make it longer because you're not really doing anything. So like when you have a job, like I was Yeoman, which is kind of like the secretary for the division, and like I was always doing something, like always having to write something down, make notes of this, see who was doing this, that, and the third, like just get a job.
Yeah, Yeoman stayed busy and they got out of a lot of stuff, but they also had a big responsibility. Like anytime we'll go to a class, they would have like a certain seat for them, and then they would have to make sure everybody was there, have their hard cards. Yeoman stayed busy, but they had to lug around.
And that paperwork had to be right because my Yeoman got us a hit on our last damn inspection for when we was marching. That paper wasn't right.
I'm telling you, they will check everything.
My RDC went in that room and beat him for that.
We definitely got beat. Like Yeoman, like I don't care what nobody says, like Yeoman is the hardest and most important job of the division, and usually there's like about like 3 of them. So you can get at least one of them, but like I said, it's a lot of work, but you miss a lot. So there's a lot of beatings I didn't get because I was doing yeoman work or because I was out of the compartment having to go run to medical or dental to go do something. So.
Yeah, when I stopped being Starboard Watch and it was Port Watch, I stayed in that room downstairs, so I got out of all them beatings. Starboard Watch,
So they tell you,
don't do it.
They tell you can either be a strong division or a smart division. So you're either going to be smart and work things out and use teamwork well, and you're going to listen and follow directions, or either you're going to be a strong division, you just suck, do what you want to do, y'all have your own set of rules, and you're going to be getting beat. Yeah. So that was something that they pushed out. And also in the week 1, you went over like nutrition, core values, some Navy ships, sapper, sexual assault prevention, and custom and courtesy. So rendering honors to officers and just knowing basically your ranks and recognition. Boom. So phase 2, that's when we start getting into our drill inspection. And then we had the PFA finally. And everyone knows about the run. And this is also one thing that we didn't go over was our swim tests. And we swim test. So I think that consisted
of
like
the first day of boot camp.
Yeah, it consisted of like 3 different evolutions. The swim test was 3 different evolutions. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you also get like this protein snack that I really was grateful for. It came with like the Nesquik.
That protein apple.
Apple, we got like a little bar. It was like the nutty. It was like kind of like a treat that you look forward to. We love the protein
smallest,
snacks.
Nastiest stuff was like
it was like
freaking Willy Wonka's chocolate bar to us. Like
yes.
So we got that before the swim. And then like they went over these rules. They were so strict about it.
They would fail you for swim for the smallest thing.
Yes.
Like swim I don't know, like I'm from Florida, so like I'm a very good swimmer. Like I be swimming in the ocean against currents. Like I know I'm a good swimmer, and they almost tried to fail me, and I was like, wait a minute, like it's the swim, like you said, it's like 3 things. Like,
so you do the swim, you jump off the tower, and you're gonna like swim up to the top, and you're gonna they didn't want you swimming on your back, right?
No, you could if you couldn't swim, then you could do backstroke. You have
to do on your back.
So you can do it on your back. You can do like the regular stroke.
No, ma'am, you could not do that.
You couldn't do the regular stroke?
You had to go like...
Yeah, the regular stroke.
But then they said you had to keep your head in the water.
Yeah, your head underwater, and I was literally like keeping my head to the side.
I was like, I could not. I was like, they was like, put your head in the water. And I was like, bitch, I cannot breathe. What are you talking about? Like...
And then after that evolution, then you had to go over to the like floating, where you had to like be face down for like 2 minutes. How long?
5.
It was like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yes.
You had to like, the
dead
man. You had to pretty much like just keep going like this, like face down in the water for like 5 minutes.
Fail.
It was kind of like it's like a weird treading water type of thing.
And then they did my favorite one, which when you got in the water, you had to like immediately like make yourself full so that you can float on top of the water with like the certain suit that you had to put on.
Yeah, coveralls.
Those coveralls so that you can float in the water in case like you were abandoned in the water. You know what to do in that situation. I like that one a lot. It was really fun because you just make a big bubble inside of yourself. And then the last evolution was abandoned ship. You like had to make sure that you can help your shipmates up. And you like swam.
That was my favorite. I don't know why. Like I was in boot camp with a whole bunch of people who like did not know how to swim. Mind you, we all have life vests on when we do like abandoned ship.
Yeah.
But I was the last person to jump in for abandoned ship, and like you have to kind of like bring everybody together to like I literally like I dove in, grabbed one person, like swung them around. They was like, oh shit, like he can swim, and I grabbed the other girl, swung her around. I like locked us together, and I was like, get in the ship. Like I just want this to be over with. And yeah, it's really fun. If you like to swim, that was my favorite day of boot camp.
A lot of people fail this, especially us melanated people fail.
Listen, and it's so embarrassing that like black people are always
the black people was in the class.
People, like
I was in there too.
So like swim, you have until the end of boot camp to pass. Like you just keep going back.
Yeah.
Like I know RRDC, like when it started to get to the end, she made them go every day, twice a day until they got it together. But yeah, you have until literally like the very last week of boot camp to pass swim or learn how to swim.
They're gonna let you go to battle stations and everything, baby, but you don't pass that swim, you're not graduating.
You're not graduating.
Yeah, people was on their last day before they was gonna get asthma.
Yeah, I'm still sad my bae ain't make it through.
Because of swim?
Yes.
Dang.
Yeah, we lost like four melanated people to swim. So.
And then, phase 2, then we get into like Marlin's pie. Because basically when you learn, I hated Marlin's part too. It's like when you get into line handlings, knowing like the biggest thing in line handling is safety. Like, because you can easily take someone's life. Like, they showed us this emotional video about like a line getting snapped back, killing people, like deadly injuries.
It's like a test where you're honestly supposed to fail. You're just supposed to do it right.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna fail it. Like,
it's basically mooring the ship onto the to the pier, and then like going underway. So taking the lines off so that you can like go underway safely. And that was really challenging. You have all this verbiage you have to remember.
Boats
Make preparation for going underway.
Make preparation for going underway. And like, I was like, what? And then like, you have to like memorize all this stuff. And like, I was just like, I got so much going on in my head. I can't even memorize this.
Some people picked up on it so easily.
Yeah, there was like 2-3 people in my division. Like, they just knew it from beginning to end.
You're leading
like,
this evolution of a test.
Like,
it was given he was practicing.
And then you have like a person like on the intercom, like repeating something back to you.
Couldn't hear shit.
It was real rough. And then also in phase 2, we went over like anti-terrorism. We went over Navy history. We went again over more ranking recognition.
Classroom days the classroom time was.
Yeah.
I was knocked out in class.
Don't let them catch you sleeping in the classroom. Like, when you go to class, that's like your break from like the compartment and all that stuff. But like, if you fall asleep, then like you can get in trouble. It's like, literally, I used to always be standing in the back. Like, you would see like half the room is just standing in the back
so they
wouldn't fall asleep. Like, I'm over here taking off like all my freaking clothes. I could be cold. I was like, if I'm cold, then I'm gonna stay up. Yeah. Like, if I'm warm, I'm like, I'm gonna go to sleep. So, and hydrating. Drink a lot of water, because if you drink a lot of water, it means you have to pee, and if you have to pee, then you're gonna stay up. So
So it's important not to fall asleep in classes. If not, like, word will get back to your RDC, and when you get back to the compartment, they got something for you. Yeah. The worst beat I think I got was we were marching, and like we got like beat in front of our brother division.
No, girl, we got beat in front of that wrong division, child. They wasn't even in boot camp yet. And girl, we was right there getting in front of them.
Something.
Yeah, they was probably scared after that.
Child.
Yeah, I think the worst beating we got was, I don't know what it was, but we went to some class and everybody just kept falling asleep and everybody was talking, and it was like a chief was giving a class. So she came right back to she followed us to our little ship into our compartment, and she was like, yeah, this brother and sister did right here the most disrespectful divisions I've ever had in my life. This is and that, blah, 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 and the third. I was just like, let me go ahead and just take this mask. I was like, let me just take this mask off and hydrate, because when I tell you, she beat us all day long. I was like, yep, we deserve that. I was quiet though, so.
All those beatings paid off in the end. We was the Battle E division.
Oh my god.
Well, good for y'all.
And ship 6.
Y'all were Battle E?
Yes, girl.
I didn't graduate with y'all though.
You didn't.
Good, I'm glad. I did not like my division, I swear. Like, everybody was just like stuck up, like in their ways, about themselves.
I didn't like my
crying
division
all the time. I did not like that.
I like my second division. I loved my second division.
Me too.
I didn't like my first one.
I think it meant to happen that way. I love my second division. They were like all like together, camaraderie. Like, they were pretty good. They would like help each other. Like, they would make fun. Like, if I would miss out on something, they would be like, okay, like, let's get to do this. Like, let's learn this. I really, really love them. Like, we got each other's socials. They included me. Like, I love it. But also, you know, when you have an ASMO-E, like, everyone is like, why you in here?
Girl asking the question.
Right. So, like, while we went through boot camp, asthma is like something completely normal because somebody probably got like sick with the Rona or something. But like, I guess now, like, asthma means like you really messed up or something. Like
you failed to run.
Yeah, you failed something.
To recruit.
Yeah.
A lot of recruit to recruit.
You failed something or you got in trouble. That's why you get asthma. So asthma is like a really bad thing. But like when we were going through it, like during like, you know, that whole
COVID
panoramics. I said panoramic. Pandemic. Yeah, like I got asthma, so it was like, it's whatever.
Yeah, I did too. 2 weeks before I was supposed to graduate.
Yeah, girl, I cried.
Pissed.
I'm glad I went through mine in the beginning.
I'm glad my mom got that airplane insurance. I made sure she had that. But so boom, after
yes, y'all was the one that we said that y'all
the
had
whole
the stuff,
division,
and
like
it was
9
like
people.
the girl divisions downstairs got COVID, so stay away from that door, stay away from them. So I wouldn't even come down there and
we were
get
in
the
the
port
same
watch
ship.
stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, and I would see him just walking through the hallways, honey.
I was strutting through them hallways. I knew who the girl division was too. I was walking through them hallways.
Y'all. Like, I went to boot camp. Like, I got out of boot camp when they went into boot camp. So like, obviously, we just didn't cross paths. But
so wait, what week were you at? I think you told me before, but I forgot.
when I got ASMOD,
Yeah.
2 Tac 1. I'll never forget that day. 2 Tac 1. So it's like 2 Tac 1. That means like week 2, day 1. That's what it is. So that's how they do it. Like.
Okay, so boom. Also, one thing to mention is like all throughout boot camp from P days, you're standing watch. You have one person standing at the door, and then you have another person roving around. Still
Rover movie.
And like anybody that comes into the compartment basically challenges you.
You have to like snap to attention and
And
salute.
like, yeah. Good afternoon, petty officer. Seaman recruit, yada, yada, yada. And then like they'll ask you a question or they'll be like, at ease or something like that. Yeah.
Towards the end, they just be like, at ease. The beginning part, oh, you gonna get drilled with a question.
Definitely, you better know that question.
Okay.
So they be like, who is your this, and that? I'd be like, see, I'm telling y'all, get yourself a job, because if you got a job, I never had to stand any of those little watches. And if I did, it was at night, and the night watches,
nobody's coming
to your compartment. If they are, they just be like at ease. Like the ones who had it during the day, the people who didn't have no jobs and stuff, they would beat you at the door. They'd be like, oh, you don't know this? Go hydrate. I'd be like, yeah. No.
One morning, my petty officer woke up on some fuck shit. She came in the compartment, and they usually get there like 5-ish. And so this girl, I think she was roving. She did not know the answer, and she just woke everybody up, and we all fucking know. She got beat while we were like getting ready for the morning, and she was just like, "Yep, and by the way, phone calls are canceled for today." And I was just like, bro, because of her.
Get beat right in the morning.
Yes, she just started off the day wrong. So after we finished with week 2, then we go into week 3, and that's when we have like our static inspection. We start doing first aid things like finding the body, checking the pulse, learning how to like resuscitate,
how to carry a body on a stretcher, like.
And then we also got our shooting qualification. So that was really fun. First, you started like with a laser. Then you went to like real guns in preparation. That was really exciting. So you have 3 qualifications.
Only reason I didn't is because it wasn't open. I didn't fail. We didn't have it when we were going through. Like we went through it during the pandemic. So they didn't have a lot of stuff. So it was just like,
I loved it. I love shooting.
I didn't get to shoot any guns. Like I didn't get to do the gas chamber. I didn't do that. I didn't do.
So boom. Okay, let's get through this, and then we'll talk about the other fun stuff. So shooting, they have like 3 qualifications. You have your marksmanship, your sharpshooter, and then you have your expert. And then you when you take your test, you have like a certain score to hit, and you do like different stances. You do 1 kneeling, you do like 1 standing up, and then I think now the qualification you have to do like 1 laying on your stomach. But yeah, you can qualify for that. So boom, we did that, and then like we took another PFA for running. And by the way, every day you worked out, and you would have like an APO, which I was the athletic petty officer, and you would do like a warm-up stretch. You would go through like you would have different what are they called? Like you would have different modules, and the different modules would take you through like exercises like YTs, and then you would do like push-ups, you would do like hip bridges, and then like you would do a cool off, and then one day out of the week you wouldn't do workout, which is Sunday, and then you will also have like one of those modules would be like a chill module where you'll just basically be stretching and doing like something not so complex. But the workout in boot camp, working out was not that hard, like what I expected to be.
It's not like the Marines or the Army where like they like eat, sleep, breathe, working out. Like the Navy, like the workouts really are not.
It's just bad. Basically so that you're healthy.
It's like the basics.
Yeah.
Like.
And so then we went over firefighting and damage control. Those classes, I swear it was like 5 of those classes. And they were so long.
So long, especially the firefighting one. I feel like we went there like, oh my God, they were so long. There were so many of them.
It was far. Firefighting was far.
Because you have to march everywhere, like in your division. So you have to march like information, and like firefighting and damage control was like on the other damn side of damn boot camp. And it's like when I was going, like it's towards the end, so it was getting like May, June, and it was like 80, 90 degrees out there, and like we got the mask on. I can't even breathe. We marching, people passing out. I'm just like, yep.
Yeah, this one girl on the way back from damage control, we were really close. Like we would pray every night, and she actually passed out and she had a seizure, and she definitely got medically separated because obviously you can't have seizures while you're in the Navy. And I know that's like all the way far left, but yeah, that definitely happens. So make sure you
don't have a seizure.
And yeah, firefighting. What did we learn in firefighting? We basically learned like the whistles. We learned like race for
hold the hose and what was it like? How to like hold the hose? How to like pass the hose off to somebody else? Different types of fires.
Make sure that you're looking at the fire the entire time. Don't take your eyes off.
How to like patch up like a
jubilee.
Yeah. I don't remember the name of it.
And damage control. Yeah, that was the damage control. And
how to put on all the shit, like
all the gear.
Mask and the gear.
Walking through the dark room.
Yeah, that was
step.
That
was definitely a thing. So that was like your kind of week 3, and then week 4, you basically that's when you do like phase week 4, phase 4.
Phase 4.
Not week 4. Okay, so yeah, phase 4. Phase 4, this is when you like took your pictures and your dress blues, like your individual headshots.
Busted.
And then this is when you also took like your group, your division picture and your dress whites. And
it was like pretty much like when you get to phase 4, you're pretty much done with boot camp. Like it gets like a lot more chill. Like the later, like the thing about boot camp is like it only gets better. Like the beginning sucks, and like the further you get, the lot more
you
like
start to understand them, like what they want from you.
You understand your RDCs. They know you guys. Like
you start seeing them less.
Right, way less. I used to they used to never come out the fishbowl, so we would just be in the compartment. So they start playing like music, and then you have like free time. You get more phone calls, like. The further you get and like the better you guys do, like the easier it gets. Like it gets to the point like they don't even like march with you to go to places. Like they just be like, okay, go.
Yeah, and then they'll ask RPOC like, do you know how to get there? And she'll be like, yeah, I love my RPOC in my 2nd division. But then so in this, they call it the FEP, final evaluation phase. And then you have like your drill inspection, which is basically the drilling that you'll be doing for graduation. We practice that tape over and over. Like we still have it memorized till this day. And after that, we also graduation, and then we have like our dress inspection. This is when the RPOC is actually going to be telling us like what to do. I think we have 2 hours that the RDCs, they leave us in the compartment, and then we have 2 hours to get ready, and like we're already in our dress whites. And then this biggest thing was that we had to undo our square knot, and then we had to do it in like 30 seconds. And then we had to answer the question in like
30 seconds was too long.
Yeah, but
it was 30 seconds.
I fucked that up too. I was so nervous.
What? Honest to God, I'm not even gonna hold you. I did not know how to tie my thing. I did not know how to tie it until the day of the inspection. I kept fucking it up, and like I was like so stressed out. I was like, I'm gonna fucking fail. My shit's gonna look like shit, and I couldn't. I don't know why. Like I just overthought it, and then finally the day of came, and then I tied it, and I was like,
I was so focused on like the questions that I didn't even practice my bow that day at all. So yeah.
Yeah, I got hit on my square knot.
Me and Brooks are the same.
The square knot and the belt?
Yes.
Oh, you was just, you was on
heads.
thin ice, friend.
3.0. And then like my second division that I did this with, my RDC, like she was Latino, so she was just like, oh, what the fuck? She said, you don't know your shit. Like she just had that accent. She was so funny. Hurry the fuck up. Hurry the fuck up. I loved her though. And she was like hard, but she was like that Latino motherly love. I loved her.
My RDCs was black. Like it was black women and stuff. And they just, you know, they just want to make sure that we was good, you know?
Yeah, giving vibes.
Yes, my RDCs, my nickname in boot camp was Cherry. They loved me. I never got beat.
Okay.
It's bad, but.
Okay, so also in boot camp we had the Sundays, which was holiday routine. You could go to church service. You could like do your hair. You could like shine boots, write letters.
Yeah.
Get a little hidden.
Yep. Okay.
What?
Sleep.
Holiday routine was like the best day ever, and it's always on. Well, sometimes it was on Saturdays. Some people's was on Saturdays, but ours was on Sundays. And yeah, it's just like 6 hours to just not necessarily do whatever you want, but it's just like
chill.
It's just chill. Like you can like I know what I used to do on holiday routine was I used to write letters and I would take like an hour-long shower. Like
oh yes, the showers because a lot of people be at church services, so you would have like showers. You can take it anytime within that 6 hours, so you just take it however long you want.
I literally because every other day the shower was like 10 minutes, if that, and then holiday routine I used to just stand in there, just feel like, oh, this is the best thing.
Yes, like it was like our second to last holiday routine. That's when the Taliban invaded Afghanistan, I think.
And what does one have to do with the other, friend?
No, like that. It was when that happened. Like our holiday routine, our whole RDC came in and was giving us a whole spiel
I'll be pissed.
About like if the nation call on you, are you ready, and all of this, like making us cry.
Chief said that.
Yes.
I can already hear him right now.
God.
I can hear him. He was so Joe Navy.
Like
I remember one time our RDCs did a prank on like our RPOC, our yeoman, and somebody else, and was like, you've been like specially selected to go like in Afghanistan. As soon as you leave here, you have to pack your bags. And then like one girl was just like, oh, okay. And then somebody else started crying. But it was basically saying that they got a promotion. But they was like a prank with like the whole them going to Afghanistan. I was just like, yo.
So my division did a prank too on this boy that he never talked. Like he was so quiet. And like there was like they put peanut butter in his rack. We're not allowed to have food in our rack at all. And they like found it. That boy went off. Like we over there blaming everybody. Like, yeah, I think he did it. You know me. I mean, it was like, yeah, he did it. Yeah,
I feel like yeah. I tell you, when you get to the end, you just be bored. Like
they was so bored and did a prank on us.
We did
that boy went off.
We did a prank on this one quiet boy. He never said anything in our division, and I remember I asked the RDCs. I was like, "Can we play a prank on this boy?" And it was like, sure, what's the prank? And I was just like, can we just make it like, say like our RPOC got fired and he has to be RPOC. So then they said everybody to the tow line, they made him RPOC, and he was like, he was freaking out. Like they gave him the cutlass and everything. There was just like, yeah, so you're gonna be RPOC, you're gonna get us through the rest of boot camp and this, and he was like, okay. He was like, okay, I got it. Like I was just like, look at, he was about to really do it too.
That's
I was
so
like,
cute.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, like once you get to the end, shit is just fun.
Yeah, people in their jobs, honey. We done had so many people that got fired, rehired. It was too much. But okay, so during boot camp, what makes it really hard, not only are your RDCs hard on you, but you also have FQA. And they like are patrolling and watching when you're drilling. If something is off, if you have like something in your book bag that's not in the right place, you can get a hit for it. If you like march wrong, you can get a hit for it. If you didn't salute somebody with like a blue like little strip on their card, hit. If your RPOC didn't make a right call, you can get a hit. Anything in a compartment, if it's all out of whack. And once I get back to your RDC, that's basically making your division look bad, and it's making you go down for like the battle E or qualifications. So it's like a big competition. So if the RDC hears about you getting a hit from FQA, oh, that's your ass.
The hits affect your division, and the thing is, like for the RDCs, like they get their evals based on how well the divisions perform. So like they want to get the battle E's, they want to get, you know, the top percent and this and that. So with FQA going around doing all these little hits over the littlest thing, it gets back to them and it makes our division look bad, then they are just gonna beat the hell out of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yep.
You're gonna learn today. So also we got phone calls like every 2 weeks, and then if we didn't have a phone call, then we would go to like the next to just get more toiletries, to get like some uniform items.
I was in there buying cough drops like they was candy.
Cough drops used to literally be candy. Like I love. What else
drip
was
drop.
like the drip drop? I was like drip drop. That was like currency in there. Like
it's like hydration.
It's right. It's like little packets of like it's like flavors your water pretty much. But yeah, that's like currency in boot camp. Like drip drop, cough drops, the little peanut butter cups. Like that's all currency. So if you want to just like, you know, stock up on that when
yeah, play smart.
And now you can even bring your own shoes to boot camp now.
What you mean?
I've seen that video, like your own workout shoes.
Like Go Fasters? Yeah. They don't give you like them shitty ones?
I guess they do, but I seen a video like you could bring your own shoes to boot camp now.
That's real new.
Like running shoes.
So I just wanted to go into everybody's favorite time in boot camp, which is evening routine, taps, or reveille. So like an hour to 30 minutes before we go to sleep, which is taps. We got mail call. We got all our mails, and then we also marched around the compartment to get our clothes back. And we would like just get handed clothes, and like we would just look at the rack and toss it back to whoever's rack it was in there. But taps, once the lights were out, we're supposed to be in bed.
Please do not be that person. I'm just gonna tell you right now, when you go to boot camp, please do not be that person that is just up talking, chit-chatting with your friends, running up and down. Like, you are literally up at boot camp from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
What do you have to talk about at night with these people that you are literally with
all day
every for day. 3 months? And it's like you only get 8 hours of sleep, and that's assuming that you don't have watch that night, because you're probably gonna have a watch overnight, which means you're gonna get less sleep or interrupted sleep. Like, it's just not fun. Like, I think my first argument in boot camp was because people were up just being like super loud, and it was just like people who were just like really shitty in boot camp. Like, you didn't have no job, like you had low scores. Like, the least you could do is just shut up and go to sleep. Like, people who got jobs trying to sleep, and y'all just kiki kaka and chit chat and like go to sleep, y'all. I'm just telling y'all, go to sleep.
And everybody, once taps hit, they just want to have like this whole powwow, inspirational speaking. Right. Guys, we are a team, and we just gotta come together.
Like, we just gotta get through these last 4 weeks, y'all.
Right. Like, and we just need to be kind to one another. So please be courteous, okay? We're trying to sleep. So what you can do, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then here go our pocket NA. I'm gonna start taking rack numbers. If you guys can be quiet, I'm gonna take down rack numbers.
I'm doing this and that. I was like,
please stop. Shut up.
Who
go to
are
bed.
You? Like, right, go to sleep. We all trying to go to sleep. Now you trying to be the loudest one that's trying to go to sleep. Like, boot camp, I'm telling you, the hardest part of boot camp to me was not the beatings, was not being away from my family, was not like nothing. It was people, like literally having to get along
all
with
ages,
80 plus other people, like I said, different ages, races, like just backgrounds and all this stuff. Like, that is the hardest part of boot camp, is trying to come together as a team, because you really realize like not everyone is raised the same way as you. So something that makes sense to you may not make sense to somebody else, and vice versa. Like, that's literally the only part where I struggled at boot camp, because like if I could go through the whole process just by myself, it would have been the easiest thing ever.
Yes, but in the Navy, it's one team, one fight, which our RDC made sure we knew. Like, I remember one time we got beat, and then we'll have to be like, one petty officer, one team, one fight, and then two petty officers, one team, one fight. So that all correlated together to battle stations. And you guys know that battle station is something that's really confidential, but we have different evolutions, and we have to come together as a team.
Gonna be up all night.
That was stressful. It was real stressful, and you don't even have any food, really. I think you get like 2 snacks.
we had like a banana
and the banana was brown, but
like nasty molded, beat up as banana, and I was just like, I don't want this. Like,
yeah, but
it was like a banana and a granola bar. I was like,
we have a granola bar, the trail mix, and the orange. That's what we had in ours.
Yeah, and then I think the next day, didn't you get to eat like double portions or something like that?
No, our RDC did not let us do that. Like, we never got to have no sweets, no nothing. Like, even when we passed and finished, like, nope.
PFA, yeah.
Nope.
Oh, so we haven't even gotten into the food. So, chow. Oh my gosh. So, chow, we would go line up. We would stand outside of like the galley, we'll call it, and we'll wait till it's like our time. We will have like 2 lines, port side and starboard side, which is like the right and left of the ship, and we would like just tell them what we want, yada yada, and then we will sit down. When the last person sits down, we have 10 minutes. Again, just like wrong, we couldn't speak, but we could have like a lot of food, and the food was really good.
Yeah, like, one thing about that boot camp food, it was good. I don't care what nobody says. Like, they said it was nasty, they was being really picky, but like the food, especially breakfast. Breakfast was my favorite meal of the day.
Bust down.
It was that damn French toast. I don't know about y'all, but I used to ask them for 2 pieces of French toast, and it was just like, yeah, sure, 2 pieces.
I feel like where we did P days, they had the best.
Yeah, the
breakfast.
Pearl had the absolute best food. Like,
it was
yeah, no, Ship 6 had some good food too.
Ship 6 was ghetto.
They were ghetto, but they had that best.
I hated my ship.
Broken.
My ship was terrible because we had to share it with like the SEPs people too. So it was just it just took us 2 hours to eat because it was like ship 3, ship 2, ship 1, and SEPs all was sharing 1 galley, and it was just.
I love when we like sat in the galley for a long time. I didn't have to do nothing. I could like take my time and eat. I didn't have to like stuff my face real fast. I love when we
my tall ass being one of the last people to sit down after waiting for 2 hours, so everybody else just eating for a whole hour, and I'm just sitting there like.
So what my like RDC did sometimes was she would like trade it, so like the short people would go first one day, and then like the tall people like she would just
we used to
flip it.
We used to flip it too.
I love my division. So after battle stations, then you all know what's next. We getting the fuck out. Graduation time. So we had the graduation ceremony. This is like the drill tape that we practice over and over. We just like called our family. I think I had a phone call before, just like letting them know like you'll be here and like giving them all the rundown information.
Oh yeah, battle stations phone call.
And yeah, we did call right after battle stations.
I personally didn't have a graduation because of the pandemic. So yeah, so again, I went during the pandemic, so I didn't get a graduation. Like, I didn't have any family members come, nothing.
And
my graduation.
Just back with ours.
Yeah, my graduation was like virtual. A live stream. It was a virtual one, so it was a live stream, so they could just watch. We just walked in and we walked out. Like, nobody can see you. Like, it's not even special. Nothing. Like, it was just in and out.
Her graduation was so long. We were like literally standing in parade rest for the longest.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's all.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I didn't want a live grad, because I heard like y'all was standing out there for forever.
Yeah, and then you had like your honors graduates come and like make their appearance. You had all these other people that we didn't know. You had the 900 division do their little performance, their thing.
Yes, yeah, we didn't even have 900 divisions, so there's nothing to be had.
Well, I was the Battle E division, so we got shined the light on. So
Battle, yeah. So that was graduation, and after graduation, then you go find your family, and then you're officially at liberty. Had to be back to the compartment at a certain time, and some people were departing that night, some people the next day. And for me, getting like special orders to here in Boston, I left on Sunday, and some people were held in THU.
Yeah, I was held in THU for 2 weeks. September 4th, 2021, I came to the Constitution, so I just hit my 1 year. I was there for 2 weeks.
Not you.
Oh.
I was there till Sunday. Graduation was Friday. I left Sunday.
You did come. You came right after Holder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I came after Holder. She came when I was on the Eagle.
Yeah. You were gone.
Yeah.
And then John Wayne came in October.
Oh, yeah, because you got asthma.
Yeah.
And John Wayne graduated with me.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I just came here. I came literally like the day after graduation.
You came here on a Saturday?
Yeah.
What did you do the first day you got here?
Saturday?
Yeah.
First of all, I was very tipsy because I was drinking
on the airport.
Sure was. Yeah, so I did that, and then we got here, we checked in with Chief, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll just see y'all on Monday."
Okay, hand me this book.
This.
So this is the book that you get. This is like your right-hand man. This is your whole guide the whole time of boot camp. It has everything you need for all 4 weeks. And yep, you need to know it, study it, and it has like a lot of important information. It has like the entire like boot camp map here, and then it has like the address and your chain of command and like your core values, CO's top 6, your sailor's creed, everything you need to know. This will be your best friend. So guys, I think that is all for boot camp. It was really lengthy. So thank you for tuning in, and just stay tuned for more things with our Navy experience. Bye. Good.